The NASCAR Cup Series is heading out to the Texas Motor Speedway this weekend to race, and it is going to be a very exciting weekend. Yes, I know there's a lot of Debbie Downers out there about the Texas Motor Speedway, but I believe to an extent it does put on some good performances from time to time, and I'm very optimistic for this weekend because we're coming off a rough stretch of races. Bristol was horrible, and Talladega, I had high hopes for it. Super Speedway, the next gen car, what could go wrong? Fuel saving and a bunch of 2-wide action. Yes, early on we had 4-wide action, but towards the end, we had Chastain block the Toyota, so the Toyota's third line was killed, and they were just double wide, and where you rode is where you finished, and it wasn't exciting at all. But we got Texas a mile and a half, and who knows what will happen. But today I'm here to give y'all my full-on predictions for it, which I believe to an extent will be kind of surprising, if you will, because I believe there's one driver in the NASCAR grid that is due for a win, and will it happen this weekend? Time will tell. And the driver obviously is Ryan Preece. I believe he has done a heck of a job so far in the 2025 season. Yes, in the point standings, Chris Buescher is the highest RFK driver, but I believe if you had to put it down right now, who is the best driver overall, regardless of the finishing results, because if Preece finished second in Talladega, he is much closer to Buescher in the standings. I would say Preece. Preece has been much more a contention for wins, and I believe he's going to get one at some point, but this weekend I believe he'll settle for a 5th place finish, and I believe to an extent that may surprise some people, but for me it doesn't, because he's just a good driver with good equipment finally after years of crappy equipment at Stewart-Haas Racing, because Stewart-Haas Racing wasn't the same in the next gen era, so you really can't judge a driver there. Look at Josh Berry, look at what he's doing. Chase Briscoe is doing average. I don't know how to word it. I'm a Chase Briscoe fan. I expected more of him so far this year, but he's not doing bad, nor is he doing good. He's in between. Even Noah Gragson at front row, a Tier 1 Ford organization. Noah Gragson just isn't getting the ball rolling at all. I'm very worried for him, but out of the 4 Stewart-Haas drivers to leave, is obviously Berry is the top one, but Preece, I believe, is in second. Preece has gotten a lot better, and he's going to find victory lane at some point this year, but it's not going to be this weekend in Texas, but he will have a good running. P4 will be 5-car of Kyle Larson. Kyle Larson this year has been hit and miss, and I believe this weekend he's going to be a hit and finish 4th place. 3rd place, though, is going to be the 11-car of Denny Hamlin. Denny Hamlin right now is coming off a Talladega race weekend where he's got a lot of hate on his side for no reason. There's a lot of people in Twitter atmosphere that are just going after him or what he did to his teammate Christopher Bell in Talladega. It's a racing incident. These next-gen cars are very unstable in the rear end. He had a run, he hit the 20, and the 20 wrecked out. And he hit the wall extremely hard. And lucky for him, he did not blow over because the front right was getting ready to pick up in the air, which it did, but just for a slight second. But if it would have picked over, that 20 car would have been on his side, hitting the wall like Josh Berry did last fall in Daytona, which was a nasty flip, and luckily it didn't happen for Christopher Bell. But Hamlin caught a lot of hate for that, and he really can't blame him. It's a racing incident, and it's kind of an error of the next-gen car, in my opinion. So there you go there. He's going to shut up some haters this weekend, as he always does, and finish 3rd place. 2nd place, though, this one right here may surprise a few people, and it's going to be Ross Chastain. Ross Chastain right now, in my opinion, is doing a heck of a job. Trackhouse racing isn't what it used to be, where they're always in a contention for race wins week in and week out. And last year, 2024, was horrible for them, but 23, I just don't know what happened from that point on. It's like he had an early success in 2023 where Chastain was in contention for wins every single week, and eventually he kept on wrecking at the end of the races, and Justin Martin sat down with him. And since then, Chastain hasn't been the same, and it's got me worried, if you will, because Chastain is a good driver, and it makes me beg the question: is Trackhouse really that good, and are they holding back Ross Chastain? I believe that's going to be a question that's going to have to be evaluate it at the conclusion of the year because we'll have a better idea. But for right now, they're sucking. But I believe Chastain will start to dig himself in Trackhouse out of the hole, if you will. SVG isn't doing good at all. Daniel Suarez isn't doing good at all. So it's a direct correlation to the team. But at the end of the day, you never know. But there you go there. Chastain P2. He kind of turned some heads this weekend with a little bit of luck on his side, but I believe he can do it in the cockpit himself. He's a good driver. But the driver winning it all is going to be the Alex Palou, the Max Verstappen of NASCAR, Christopher Bell. Christopher Bell right now, in my opinion, is the championship favorite, and there's no other way to put it. Christopher Bell went on a tear early on this year, picking up multiple race wins in a row, and since then he's kind of fallen off, if you will, but he hasn't fallen off. And like, what I mean by fallen off, I mean it sarcastically, that he hasn't reached victory lane. He's washed up. No, he's not. He's a good driver. He's going to win, I would say, easily more than 7 races this year, and he's going to be a true championship contender. He's going to win Texas, and but there you go there. Bell wins, Chastain second, Hamlin third, Larson fourth, and Ryan Preece fifth. And the driver that the fan vote has is Ryan Preece. I do a poll every other week or so on my Instagram. Sometimes I ask people via DM on what they think, and the poll on Instagram was Ryan Preece, or Ryan Blaney. I'm getting my words set up here. So Ryan Blaney and Team Penske going to victory lane this weekend. That would be pretty clutch. Team Penske had a very interesting Talladega race weekend because you had Austin Cindric go into victory lane, and during the race, at the conclusion of stage 2, Joey Logano ranting his teammate Austin Cindric for giving the 23, supposedly the stage win. And you go on to the post-race inspections. Preece is disqualified, and so is Logano. So Logano has got 2 L's in one weekend. And then he goes after Chipper Jones, which Chipper Jones kind of started it with him, but he went back at him. And it's just not a good look for Logano. He's a multiple-time champion in the sport of NASCAR. I just don't know what to do here. The competition meeting, I'm sure, was very fiery. And Ryan Blaney, to an extent, I feel like, you know what? My teammates are doing somewhat decent. They're competitive. They're in the mix. Why can't I? And I believe Ryan Blaney, and so does the fans, believe that he can turn it around with a win at some point. I don't think it's this weekend, but the fans do. So we'll see what happens there. But if you don't mind, though, comment down below on who you think is going to finish in the top 5. And also, hit the like and subscribe button. It will really, really mean a lot to me. And I hope everybody has a great and phenomenal day. And I'll see you the next video I have on this YouTube channel, which more than likely will be a short, but you never know, it may be a video. So stay tuned for that, and I'll see y'all.